Not long ago, I was struggling with absolutely everything. The fear of failing was keeping me stuck and I was not going anywhere. To fix this, I spent the last 2 months forcing myself to learn the hard way, working on every single brutal lesson for straight 60 days. I took all my friction, all my mistakes, and compressed it into this exact hour. If you give me your full attention until the very end, I promise you will never need to search for any other motivational or discipline video ever again. Let's begin. If I miss even one upload in the next 60 days, I am going to give one of you not this. I am giving you $100. No excuses, no breaks, one miss, and I lose. I have been overthinking content for way too long. Starting, stopping, thinking, and doing nothing. Well, that loop ends now. Because with each and every upload, there is $100 on the line. Don't spend money on YouTube. I am serious. Most people don't fail because they have bad gear, they fail because they never start. You think you need money to start YouTube. A good camera, a good mic, perfect lighting, ads, promotion. You don't. None of that will save you. What you actually need is consistency and the right mindset. Because without that, nothing ever truly works. You don't look bad on camera. You just don't know how to show up. I used to think it's my face, my eyes, my expressions. It wasn't. I was just showing up completely cold. So I started doing things differently before I hit record. Body activation. Before you hit that record button, move your body a bit. Walk, stretch, do something. Because a dead body is equal to dead energy on camera. Face activation. Your face looks stiff, so your expressions are forced. Wake it up, move it, loosen it, do some face yoga. Just don't stay frozen. Reset yourself. Wash your face, use a clean towel. You will instantly feel way more energetic. Hydration. Drink water. Because dry mouth is equal to dry performance. Confidence. You are thinking way too much while recording. Just be yourself. Be confident in who you are and what you are doing. If you do all these things, you will already look better on camera than ever before. Now, quick technical things that will make you look even better. Fix your lighting. Bad lighting makes you look tired. Good lighting makes you look alive. You don't need to buy expensive gear. Window light works. Look directly into the lens. This is way more important than you think. Talk to the camera like it's a person. And bring more energy onto the table. Do more, express more. Because camera kills low energy. That's exactly what I'm fixing right now in my challenge of 60 days, 60 videos, so I can start getting better and stop this overthinking. Remember, it's not your face, it's how you show up. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. You feel motivated one day, you start something, and the next day, woof, it's gone. Nothing. That's the problem with motivation. You have been relying on something that's inconsistent. So instead of chasing motivation, I changed one thing. I made it easier to show up by focusing on discipline. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. No overthinking, no waiting for the right mood, just doing it anyway. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. 60 days, 60 videos. Not because I feel motivated, but because I decided I am showing up. Motivation fades, discipline stays. You are not inconsistent. Your goals are just vague. They are not clear at all. You say things like, I'll start soon, I'll be consistent. But what does that even mean? No number, no deadline. no clarity. So, of course, nothing happens. If you want to be consistent, you need something measurable, something quantifiable. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. That's vague. Now, let's make it clear. You have to lose 5 kg in the next 30 days. Now you have a number. Now you have a deadline, and that makes you accountable. But if your goal was just to lose weight, you probably wouldn't have even started. That's why I said 60 days, 60 videos. So there's no confusion, no thinking, just clean execution. Clear goals create clear results. Vague goals create vague fuck. You are not lazy. You are just making it too hard to start. You tell yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll start when everything's perfect. So you don't start at all. Because starting feels heavy. And the harder it feels to start, the more you delay it. So I changed one rule. I stopped waiting to feel ready. My hair isn't perfect, it doesn't matter. I'm not in the mood, it doesn't matter. If it's my time to record, I record. Because starting imperfect is better than not starting at all. That's how I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. Not perfect, just consistent. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start anyway. Before you hit record, you check everything. Am I looking okay? Is my hair fine? Am I camera ready? I used to do the same thing, and honestly, I still do. But I don't obsess over it anymore. If it's my time to record, I record. Even if my hair isn't perfect, even if I don't feel ready. Because if I wait for perfection, I won't start at all. I made a commitment. 60 days, 60 videos. And I won't break it for small things. No one is waiting for you to be perfect. They just want you to show up. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to hit record. You don't trust yourself enough, and it shows in everything that you do. You keep checking yourself. Is this good? Is this right? Should I do this? Should I do that? And the more you check, the less you trust. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from deciding and sticking with it. Every time you question yourself, you reset your own progress. So I follow one rule now. Decide once, then move forward. Not 10 times, not every minute, once. And even if it isn't perfect, I don't go back. That's how I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. I don't keep asking myself, is this good enough? I decide, I record, and I move on. If you don't trust your decisions, you will never build confidence. Because confidence isn't built by thinking, it's built by committing. Doing less will actually get you more results. You try to fix everything, your habits, your routine, your content, all at once. So instead of progress, you get overwhelmed. And when I say do less, I don't mean be lazy, I mean focus. One thing at a time, one idea, one improvement, one step forward. Because when you try to improve everything, you improve nothing. That's how I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. Not doing everything at once, just one video at a time. Doing more feels productive, but it slows you down. Focus on less and you will get more. You don't need more time, you are wasting it. You say you are busy, you say you don't have time, but you still scroll, you still delay, you still overthink. Time isn't the problem, it's how you use it. Because you don't lose time working, you lose time deciding what to do, when to do, how to do. So I simplified it. I don't think too much, I don't plan too much, I just start and finish. That's how I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. Same time, same process, no overthinking. You don't need more time, you need fewer excuses. Let's pause right here. For the first 10 days, I was in a complete panic mode. My first 5 videos got 0 impressions and I began overanalyzing things. I thought something is broken, maybe I'm shadow banned. All these thoughts cluttered my mind. But then I realized something important. It was never really about views. It was about keeping the promise that I made to myself at the beginning of this challenge to keep on going no matter what. And from that moment onwards, I just kept on posting. You keep chasing attention, results, people. You try to impress. You try to prove something. But it never feels enough. Because chasing doesn't build anything. Working on yourself does. If you build a beautiful garden, you don't chase butterflies, they come. You are the garden. So stop chasing and start building your skills, your habits, your discipline. That's what I'm doing right now. 60 days, 60 videos. Not chasing views, just building. Stop chasing everything and become someone worth noticing. You don't lack discipline, you lack identity. You try to be consistent, you try to stay focused, you start strong, and then slowly you fall off because you don't see yourself as that person. You don't wake up thinking, I am someone who shows up every day. So when things go hard, you go back to who you are. And that's the problem. You are trying to force actions without changing the identity behind them. So instead of chasing discipline, start acting like the person you want to be. The one who shows up, even when it's boring, even when it's uncomfortable. And yeah, it might feel fake at first, but every time you show up, you make it real. That's what I'm doing right now. 60 days, 60 videos. I'm not waiting to feel like a creator. I'm already acting like one. And slowly, it becomes who I am. Discipline isn't something you get, it's something you become. Change who you are and your actions will follow. You are waiting for a feeling that's never coming. You tell yourself, I'll start when I feel ready, when I feel confident, when it feels right. So you wait. But that feeling doesn't come before you start, it comes after. You don't feel confident, then act. You act and then you become confident. So stop waiting for the right feeling and start creating it. You don't fail, you just quit too early. You start something, you stay consistent for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, and when nothing happens, you stop. Because you expected results before progress had time to show. And most people quit right before things start working. Consistency isn't just about showing up, it's about staying long enough for it to actually matter. That's why I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. Not because it's easy, but because I'm staying long enough to see the results. You don't need a better plan, you just need to last longer. Nothing is working because you're measuring the wrong thing. You look for results, views, progress, something visible, and when you don't see it, you feel stuck. But progress doesn't always show up like that. Most of it is invisible at first. Your thinking improves, your execution improves, your consistency improves, but you don't count that. So you think nothing is happening and you stop. Not because it's not working, but because you don't see it yet. That's why I'm doing this. 60 days, 60 videos. I'm not chasing results, I am tracking progress. If you only measure results, you will quit too early. Start measuring progress and you will keep going. You are consistent, but you're not improving. You show up every day, you put in the effort, you stay disciplined, but somehow nothing really changes. Because repeating something is not the same as improving it. If you keep doing the same thing the same way, you'll get the same result. Improvement comes from awareness. What worked, what didn't, what can be better. Even small adjustments change everything over time. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not just posting, but improving every single time. Consistency builds habit, improvement builds result. Showing up keeps you in the game. Getting better is what helps you win. You already know what to do. You just don't do it. You know you should start. You know you should stay consistent. You know you should stop overthinking, but you don't. Not because you don't know, but because you don't act. You keep looking for more information, more clarity, more answers, when deep down you already have them. So stop searching and start executing, even if it's not perfect, even if it feels uncomfortable. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No more thinking, just doing. You don't need more answers. You need to act on the ones you already have. You are not behind, you are just comparing too much. You look at others, their results, their progress, and suddenly you feel like you're not doing enough because you compare your beginning to someone who has been at it longer. You see their results, not their process. You see where they are, but not how long it took them to get there. So instead of comparing, compare yourself to where you were yesterday, last week, or last month. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not comparing, just improving. If you keep comparing, you will always feel behind. Focus on your path and you will actually move forward. You feel behind because you keep switching. You start something, you try it for a few days, then you see something better and you switch. And every time you switch, you start from zero. So it feels like you're not progressing at all. But the truth is, you are just restarting. Progress comes from staying, not switching. It comes from staying long enough to actually build something. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not switching, not restarting, just staying. You are not behind. You are just not staying long enough. Stay longer and things will start to change. You keep restarting because you hate being bad at the start. You try something new and it feels off at first. It feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. So you stop. Not because it's not for you, but because you don't like how it feels at the start. Every skill feels bad in the beginning. Every improvement phase looks like a failure. So instead of restarting, just stay through the part where it feels bad. That's where the progress actually begins. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just not quitting when it feels bad. You don't need a better plan. You just need to stay long enough to get past being bad. The part that you're avoiding is the part that makes you better. At this point, I was completely focused. Sure, there were some doubts like, will it work? What if it's all for nothing? Will I get enough impressions? All these thoughts were still there, but after video 20, my brain just snapped. It was like a complete reformation. I didn't care if my video got 0 impressions. I realized that I was way too far down the line to stop now. It was like failure didn't affect me anymore. I became immune to it. You are not stuck. You just don't want it that bad. You say you want it. You say you are working on it, but you skip days. You keep putting it off. You do the bare minimum because it's still optional to you, not a priority. When something actually matters, you don't negotiate with it, you just do it. So stop treating it like a side thing and give it time, give it attention, give it effort. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not when I feel like it, not when it's easy, but every single day, no matter what. If it's optional, you will keep skipping it. Make it a priority and things will start to show up. You don't trust yourself and it's your own fault. You say you'll start, you say you'll be consistent, you make plans, you set goals, and then you don't follow through. Every time you do that, you break a promise to yourself. And when you keep breaking your own word, you stop trusting yourself. So next time, take your goals seriously. Start small, say less, but follow through. Do what you said you would do. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No promises, just proof. You don't need more motivation, you just need to trust your own word. And that starts with keeping it. You are always consuming, but you're not creating. You watch videos, you scroll, you learn, you take in so much, but you don't do anything with it. Because consuming feels productive, but it's not. It gives the feeling like you're improving without actually doing anything. Real progress comes from trying, from creating, from failing, from actually doing the work. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not just watching, but creating every single day. Stop consuming so much and start using what you already know. You don't need more explanation, you need more action. You are stopping yourself because you care too much about what people think. You hesitate, you overthink, you stop before you even start because you are thinking about them. What will they say? What will they think? How will they judge you? But here's the thing. They are going to judge you anyway. If you do it, they'll talk. If you don't, they'll still talk. So trying to avoid judgment is a game you can't win. You'll be judged if you try, and you'll be judged if you don't. So you might as well do what you want and let them talk. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No waiting, no overthinking, just posting anyway. Don't stop. Let them talk. If they are, you are doing something right. You don't have a starting problem. You have a finishing problem. You start strong. You feel motivated. You're all in for a few days. And then it gets boring. It feels repetitive. And you stop. Because starting is exciting, but finishing takes discipline. Anyone can start, but very few can actually finish. And that's the difference between starting and actually finishing. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not just starting, but finishing every single day. Starting gets you in, finishing sets you apart. So don't just begin, be someone who finishes. You don't have a focus problem, you have an environment problem. Your phone is right there and notifications keep popping up. Those noise around you, people around you keep competing for your attention. And then you blame yourself for not being able to focus. But it's not just you, it's your environment. If your space is messy and distracting, you won't be able to think clearly. So fix your space, remove your distractions, and create some silence. Make it easier to focus. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Same space, same setup, no distractions. If your space controls you, you'll keep getting distracted. Control your space and everything gets easier. Not everything deserves a space in your mind, but you let it anyway. What they say, what they think, one comment, one opinion, and it stays in your head all day. You keep thinking about it, replaying it, giving it space. But your mind is not a dumping ground, it's your space. And not everything deserves to be there. You don't have to accept every thought, every opinion, and every piece of trash. You choose what stays. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not letting every thought in, just focusing on what matters. Control your space. Not everything deserves access. Choose what stays and let the rest go. Nothing is changing because you haven't decided anything. You think about it, you go back and forth, you wait, you delay, and nothing really changes. Because you are not choosing, you are just letting things happen. And when you don't decide, life decides for you, slowly, without you even noticing it. Clarity doesn't come from thinking more, it comes from choosing. So pick a direction and move. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No overthinking, just deciding and showing up. Indecision keeps you where you are, decision moves you forward. So decide and let that change everything. You talk about it too much and barely do anything. You tell people about your plans, your ideas, what you're going to do, before you have even done it. So it feels good, like you have already made progress. But talking about it is not the same as doing it. It just gives you the feeling without the result. So talk less and do more. Let your actions speak for you. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No announcements, just showing up. Say less, do more. Work hard in silence, let your success make the noise. You don't lose discipline, you lose momentum. You get into it, you show up, you are on a roll for a few days. And then you miss one day, you slow down, and everything falls off. Because momentum is easy to break and hard to rebuild. It's not about doing a lot, it's about not stopping. Even small actions keep it going. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. No breaks, no resets, just keeping it going. You don't need to do more, you just need to keep it going. Keep the flow alive, and everything falls into place. Now I was in absolute love with this game of YouTube. It was like nothing can affect me anymore. There were so many fluctuations during this time. One of my videos crossed 300 impressions, while others crossed 200, while majority of them still tanked out at 50 to 100. But now, I was doing it for a whole another reason. It was like, I am not doing this for anyone anymore. I was doing it for me. I just loved posting videos. These videos taught me a lot while I was recording, editing, and uploading them. I was just so happy to be able to post these videos every single day. Uploading time was the best time of my day. You are too hard on yourself. You mess up once and suddenly you act like everything is ruined. You miss a day, make a mistake, have one bad moment, and you start attacking yourself. Like one bad day erases all your progress. But progress isn't that fragile. One mistake doesn't destroy everything. What actually ruins it is giving up after the mistake. So stop treating every setback like the end. Fix it, learn from it, and keep moving. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not trying to be perfect, just not stopping because of one bad day. You don't need to punish yourself, you just need to keep moving. One bad moment doesn't define the whole journey. Anger isn't the problem. What you do with it is. Someone disrespects you, someone shouts at you, something triggers you, and suddenly your whole mood changes. Because anger is energy, strong energy, but most people waste it away. They explode, argue, react emotionally, and lose control. So try giving that anger a direction. Use it in your gym, use it at your work, use it to build something instead of destroying yourself. That energy can either build you or destroy you. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Less reacting, more focusing. Not every feeling needs a reaction. Some feelings need a direction. Control that energy and let it build you. Some things are hurting you because you refuse to let them go. What they said, what they did, the disrespect, the damage, you keep carrying it. You replay it in your head again and again, thinking it hurts them, but it's hurting you. Revenge, anger, resentment, they poison you first. You carry all the weight while the other person keeps living. So let it go. Not because they deserve it, because you deserve it. You deserve peace. You deserve a clear mind. So forgive, move on, and stop giving it space in your life. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Less holding on, more moving forward. Not everything deserves your energy. Save it for what truly matters. Let it go and give that energy back to yourself. Some of the biggest regrets in life come from things left unsaid. You wait too long, you overthink it, you hope the moment comes, but you never actually say it. What you want, what you feel, what you really mean, you keep it inside because you are scared of rejection, of embarrassment, of how people might react. But silence creates more regret than honesty ever will. So say it, express it before the moment passes. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Less holding back, more expressing myself. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Some moments never come back. Say what you feel while you still have the chance. You get 86,400 seconds every day. So don't let 30 ruin the rest. Someone says one thing, one bad moment happens, and suddenly your whole day feels ruined. Not because that moment was big, but because you kept carrying it again and again. You replay it in your head, giving it importance, giving it attention until that moment becomes your whole day. So learn to let moments pass without dragging them with you. Everything doesn't deserve a permanent place in your mind. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not letting small moments control the rest of my day. A bad moment doesn't have to become a bad day. Let it pass and keep it moving. You don't even notice how much your mind controls you. One thought changes your mood, one emotion changes your energy, and suddenly your whole day feels different. Because thoughts come and go all day, every day, but most people never question them. The moment you realize you can observe your own thoughts without reacting to them, everything starts changing. Some thoughts are fear, some are emotion, but not reality. You don't have to follow every thought just because it appears. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Not following every thought, just becoming aware of what affects my mind. The more aware you become, the less your mind controls you. Learn to observe your mind instead of becoming every thought in it. You are never where you really are. Your mind is always someplace else. When you work, you think about resting. When you rest, you think about what's next. Your mind never stops moving, and slowly you stop experiencing your own life fully because you're always mentally somewhere else, always chasing the next thing, the next moment, without fully living the one you're already in. So slow down, be where you are because life is happening right now. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to be more present instead of always rushing into the next thing. You don't need to escape every moment. Some moments deserve to be lived fully. Be here before this moment becomes a memory. You have been stressed for so long, it started feeling normal. Always thinking, always worrying, always rushing, always overwhelmed, even when nothing is happening. And after a while, stress stops feeling temporary, it becomes your default state. You start thinking being stressed means being productive, but constantly feeling pressure isn't the same as moving forward. So slow your mind down sometimes, breathe, reset, give yourself space to think clearly because a calm mind works better than a chaotic one. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Trying to be focused without living in constant pressure. You don't have to carry pressure all the time to prove you are working hard. Calmness isn't weakness. Your brain never gets silence, and that's becoming a problem. Music, videos, scrolling, notifications, something is always playing. Even in silence, you reach for stimulation. Your mind never gets time to slow down, to think clearly, to reset, to just exist for a moment. And after a while, silence starts feeling uncomfortable. Not because silence is bad, but because your mind forgot how to sit with itself. So spend some time without noise, without stimulation, without distraction, just you and your thoughts. You will learn a lot about yourself. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Trying to create more silence in a world full of chaos. Your mind needs silence just like your body needs rest. Slow down sometimes and listen to your very own thoughts. You have grown a lot, but your mind only focuses on what's missing. You reach one goal and immediately think about the next one. You make progress, you improve, but it never feels enough because your mind keeps focusing on what's left. Not how far you have come, not what changed. And slowly, you stop appreciating your own progress. You become so focused on the next step that you ignore the journey completely. So sometimes take a second and look back at the person you used to be. You have changed way more than you even realize. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to improve without forgetting how far I have already come. Ambition is good, but don't let it blind you. You can want more and still appreciate your own progress. I became so confident that I started treating YouTube like an experiment. My thought process was like, even if it doesn't work, I will have a new data point to work with, which will eventually help me in improving my videos. I began saying things with so much more conviction that it just became a habit. I was actively saying those words while taking action in real life. I became a true believer of my own work. You are trying to control too much, and it's exhausting you. One thing goes wrong and your mind starts spiraling, thinking about everything all at once. The future, the outcome, things you can't even control yet. And the more you try to control everything, the more you become overwhelmed, because some things were never yours to carry. So don't try to control everything, otherwise you won't be able to control anything. You can't control every situation, every person, every result. What you can control is your response, your mindset, and your actions. What's gone is gone. The past can be changed. Learn from it. Move on. Do better. And stop trying to carry the weight of everything. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, focusing more on what's actually in my control. Wisdom is knowing what's in your hands and what isn't. Control what you can and make peace with the rest. You become what you eat, and I'm not talking about food. Negative content, constant noise, bad energy, bad influence, and then you wonder why your mind feels so dark. Because your brain absorbs more than you even realize. What you watch, what you listen to, what you surround yourself with, it all affects you. If your input is negative, your mindset slowly becomes negative too. And if your input is healthy, your mind starts becoming healthier. Protect what enters your mind the same way you protect your peace, because what you consume daily eventually shapes the way you think. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, paying more attention to what I allow into my mind. Good input creates better output. Feed your mind better things and watch your life change slowly. The strongest people aren't emotionless, they just don't let everything control them. Your mood changes too easily. Good news lifts you up, bad news pulls you right back down. Your inner state keeps depending on things happening around you. And when your peace depends on external things, life keeps controlling you emotionally. Because people change, life changes, situations change constantly. Real mental strength is learning to observe without reacting to everything emotionally. To stay steady even when life feels chaotic. So build a mind that doesn't break over small things. Not cold, not emotionless, just stronger. Because peace comes from stability within yourself. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Trying to respond with clarity instead of reacting emotionally. Peace isn't found when life becomes perfect, it's built when nothing can easily shake you anymore. Your mind keeps going back to the moments that have already passed. You keep revisiting your old memories, your old versions, old feelings, old moments, while life is happening right in front of you. The past had its own time, but this moment has its own time too. And once the day is gone, you never get it back. So, the best thing you can do is truly live the moment you're already in. Not stuck in the past, not lost in the future, just being here. Every phase of life has its own meaning, its own beauty, and if your mind is somewhere else, you'll miss the moment you are in right now. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying truly to live the moment I'm already in instead of mentally living somewhere else. This moment has its own beauty. Don't miss it thinking about another one, and it won't last forever. So give it the attention it deserves. While at opinions you can't control, control the way you live. Someone says something about your life, and suddenly it starts living in your head. Someone doubts you, and suddenly you start doubting yourself too. And without even realizing it, your path starts depending upon other people. But their thoughts were never yours to control. So why let outside opinions change the way you see yourself? Or worse, change the direction of your life? Why let uncontrollable things control your decisions? The moment you stop depending on external validation, your mind becomes stronger because now the direction comes from within you. Know who you are, know what you stand for, and outside opinions lose power naturally. Not because people stop talking, but because you stop letting it change your direction. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trusting my own direction instead of letting outside noise decide it for me. People will always think something. Don't hand them control over a life they aren't living. You can believe in yourself all you want, but nothing changes until you move. People wait for motivation, they wait for signs, they wait for the perfect moment before they finally start. But days pass and nothing actually changes because belief alone doesn't create results. Action does. The universe can open doors, but you still have to walk through them. Believe in your future, but prove it through your actions. Keep showing up, keep moving, even when nothing is happening yet, because opportunities only matter if you're already in motion. Most people dream big, but only a few keep going long enough for life to finally meet their effort. Luck matters, but persistence keeps you long enough to find it. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. The universe doesn't move the needle for me until I move first. Believe in your future, believe in your vision, but give it something real to work with because belief without action changes nothing. At some point, you have to believe before reality does. No results yet, no big changes yet, nothing around you proves it's working, but you keep showing up anyway. And most people quit right there because staying committed, even when results don't show up, feels irrational sometimes. People won't understand it. They might even doubt you because they don't see the vision in your head. But every big dream looks unrealistic in the beginning. That's why you need a level of belief strong enough to keep you going through uncertainty. Not blind belief, belief backed by action. So keep showing up, keep improving, keep moving even when progress feels invisible. Because one opportunity, one right moment can change everything. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to believe the process even when results don't show up. Sometimes belief comes first, then reality slowly catches up. So keep showing up until life in your head becomes real. Your reaction isn't your real power. The pause before it is. Someone says something, something triggers you, and instantly your emotions take over. You react before thinking because your brain moves emotionally first. And that's not weakness, it's survival instinct. Your brain moves fast to protect you before logic even has time to speak. But awareness creates a space before reaction, and inside that space, you finally get a choice to react or stay steady, a choice to respond wisely or react emotionally. Most people react instantly without ever observing what they feel. But awareness changes everything because the moment you become aware, your emotions stop controlling you completely. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to create more awareness between what I feel and how I react. The pause before your reaction can change everything because awareness gives you a choice and that choice becomes your power. Your brain doesn't want what's better, it wants what feels familiar. Same habits, same mindset, same patterns, same comfort zone, even when you know they are holding you back, because unfamiliar change feels uncomfortable at first. Your brain is built to keep you safe, not to grow, not to evolve, just to survive what feels known. That's why people stay attached to familiar versions of themselves. But growth usually starts where familiarity ends. New habits feel awkward, new paths feel uncertain, just because your mind hasn't lived there yet. That discomfort doesn't always mean you are lost, sometimes it means you are changing. Don't mistake familiarity for alignment. Just because something feels normal doesn't mean it's good for you. Sometimes your next level of life feels uncomfortable before it starts feeling natural. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, not running back to what feels easy. New things feel uncomfortable at first. That doesn't mean they are wrong for you. Keep growing anyway until it starts feeling natural too. Success looks exciting from far away, but living it is usually repetitive. Same work, same effort, same routine again and again, even on days when it feels boring, even on days when no one's watching, because success is built through repetition, showing up consistently, improving slowly, doing small things well over and over again. And that's the part most people aren't willing to repeat. But repetition is what turns effort into skill. Every time you show up, you get a little sharper, a little better, a little more experienced, even if progress feels invisible. You don't need a huge breakthrough. Sometimes you just need to keep going long enough for the repetition to compound, because consistency quietly changes people. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, showing up every day even when it starts feeling repetitive. Trying to improve a little each and every time. A lot of success looks boring while building it. Keep showing up anyway until repetition becomes results. I realized all these stats didn't really matter. It was about improving myself as a person, growing as a human being, learning those values, and trying to implement them in real life. I became so much more focused that I started seeing the difference between what's in my control and what isn't. I became a better person whose power came from inside and internal factors rather than outside environment. The results didn't matter anymore because they were just a byproduct of my learnings and improvement as a person. The hardest person to convince sometimes is yourself. You see other people achieving things, changing their lives, building something bigger. But when it comes to yourself, your mind fills with doubt. Not because you can't do it, but because you see your weaknesses more than your potential. You know all your flaws, all your failures, all the moments that didn't work out before. So sometimes you become blind to your own potential. Meanwhile, someone else looking at your life might see the prospect instantly. Don't let familiarity shrink the way you see yourself. You are more than your old mistakes, more than your current situation. Growth happens the moment you stop defining yourself by who you used to be. Sometimes you need to believe in your own potential before life reflects it back to you. Because if you keep looking at yourself through old limitations, you will keep living inside them. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to think bigger than my old doubts. There's still so much of you haven't discovered yet. Don't let the old version of you decide the limits of new one. Your mind finds more of whatever it keeps looking for. Some people see problems everywhere, others see progress. Same world, different attention. Some people keep seeing stress, others keep seeing growth. And over time, their minds start shaping completely different realities. Because your attention quietly trains your mind. The things you repeatedly pay attention to start becoming bigger in your life, and eventually your mind starts expecting more of them. So start becoming more intentional with what your mind keeps searching for, because if you constantly look for negativity, your mind will always find it. But if you look for opportunity, growth, progress, then experience of your life slowly changes. The things you appreciate more start feeling bigger. The things you stop feeling slowly lose power over you. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to focus less on what drains my mind and more on what actually moves me forward. Your mind follows what you repeatedly pay attention to. Choose your focus carefully because your attention quietly shapes your life. The more your mind keeps craving, the harder it becomes to feel at peace. Always wanting more. More attention, more pleasure, more distraction, more validation, and still feeling unsatisfied because uncontrolled desire never really ends. The mind keeps chasing, keeps consuming, keeps searching for the next thing, hoping it finally feels complete. But peace doesn't come from endless craving. Real control begins when you stop obeying every impulse. Not every urge, not every desire needs to control your actions. Because the moment you learn to sit with your impulses instead of immediately feeding them, your mind becomes stronger. Inner control isn't weakness, it's freedom from constant craving. A calmer mind, a more controlled mind, starts finding peace in simpler things, and slowly it stops chasing stimulation just to feel okay. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to control my impulses instead of letting them control me. Not every desire deserves your attention, and not every impulse deserves your obedience. The more control you build within yourself, the less your impulses control you. Comfort feels harmless until you realize nothing is changing. You come home tired and disappear into your screen. You start scrolling, start escaping, and suddenly hours pass away. Every day feels comfortable, but nothing about your life is actually moving forward. Because comfort can quietly become a cage. Not a painful one, not an obvious one, but a comfortable one. The one that keeps you doing the same things, thinking the same way, living inside the same limits. Growth needs discomfort sometimes because your mind needs challenge to grow. That's why learning something new, trying unfamiliar things, pushing past what feels easy slowly expands your life. Comfort feels good in short term, but growth creates long term freedom. The more you challenge your mind, the stronger your thinking becomes. And slowly, you stop living inside the same mental box and start seeing beyond it. That's what I am doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to challenge myself more instead of always choosing what feels easy. Comfort keeps you predictable. Growth begins the moment you start challenging yourself. Your mind grows every time you push past what feels easy. The way someone sees you is often shaped by how they see themselves. Someone insecure about themselves starts criticizing everyone else. Someone uncomfortable within starts looking for flaws in everyone around them, and suddenly the insecurity starts speaking through the way they see people, because judgment is often projection in disguise. A lot of people criticize others to escape what they dislike within themselves. That's why you shouldn't absorb every opinion you hear, because not every judgment, not every criticism comes from a moment of clarity. Sometimes it's someone's unresolved insecurity. Real confidence comes from knowing yourself deeply, feeling comfortable within your own mind, feeling comfortable within your own body without needing constant approval from others. Because the more secure you feel about yourself, the less other people's insecurities affect you. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trusting myself more instead of absorbing every outside opinion. Not every opinion deserves a place in your mind. Some people speak from wisdom, others speak from insecurity. Learn to know the difference and choose your peace accordingly. Most people don't fear failure, they fear the judgment that comes with it. That's why people hesitate, overthink, hold themselves back before they even begin. The embarrassment often feels scarier than the judgment itself, because ego wants to protect your image. People don't mind success being visible, but visible struggle makes them uncomfortable. So instead of risking judgment, many people never really try. But every person you admire was once inexperienced too, awkward at first, uncertain at first, been publicly failing at some point. Growth happens the moment you stop letting embarrassment control your actions. You cannot learn, improve, or build confidence without being uncomfortable at first. And the people who grow the most usually become comfortable learning in public, because they understand temporary embarrassment is small price for long-term growth. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos. Trying to post consistently without letting fear of judgment slow me down. People who grow aren't fearless, they just don't let embarrassment control their actions. Life feels heavier when your heart isn't in the right place. Some people spend years doing things they don't even care about, just repeating routines, waiting for the weekends while life quietly keeps moving. And slowly, everything starts feeling empty, because life feels different when meaning is missing. Not every situation will be perfect, but your mindset still matters. If you can't always do what you love, learn to love what you do. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for the right moment to finally care. But passion is often built through presence, through effort, through intentions, through finally seeing what's right in front of you. So either build a life around what you love or learn to love the life you are building. Because when your heart is absent, even good things start feeling meaningless. But when you truly care, even small moments begin to feel alive. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to put more heart into the things I choose to create. Life is short, so don't live disconnected from your own heart. Either do what you love or love what you do. Being busy doesn't always mean you are moving forward. Planning all day, thinking all day, going in circles, waiting for the perfect time, and still ending the day exactly where you started. Because movement and progress are not the same thing. Some people stay busy just to avoid the discomfort of taking real action. Overthinking feels productive, but thinking alone changes nothing. Real progress usually looks smaller and less exciting than people expect. It involves repeating the same work, showing up again and again long before results become visible. A lot of people fall in love with the idea of changing themselves without fully committing to the process. But growth happens when actions become more important than preparation itself. Because eventually, clarity comes from doing, not just thinking. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, trying to spend less time thinking about progress and more time in actually creating it. Being busy feels productive, but real growth needs action. At some point, you need to stop preparing and finally take action. Knowledge can only change your life when it becomes part of the way you live. You can learn about confidence, about discipline, about self control, and still struggle to practice them daily because knowing something is very different from living it. A lot of people consume knowledge without ever truly implementing them. Watching videos, hearing advice, understanding the concepts doesn't naturally create change. Real change happens when your actions start reflecting what you have learned, and that part isn't easy because implementation requires repetition. You forget sometimes, fall back into your old habits, but constantly trying again is what slowly rewires your brain. Implementation is what truly transforms people. Controlling your anger, protecting your peace, staying focused, staying disciplined doesn't mean anything unless it becomes part of your daily life. That's what I'm doing. 60 days, 60 videos, not just trying to understand these ideas, but slowly making them part of my life. Information alone doesn't change people, implementation does. Before this series ends, there's something I want to say. For 60 days, you gave me your time, your attention, your support, and some precious moments of your life. And I don't take that lightly. It's easy to keep chasing the next goal, the next achievement, the next version of ourselves. But sometimes we forget to appreciate what we already have. So today, I choose to appreciate this. Every view, every comment, every person who stayed, every person who listened, thank you. Whether you have been here since day one or found these videos somewhere along the way, thank you. These videos were never just about making content, they became part of my daily life. And knowing that someone somewhere around the world was listening meant more than you probably realize. So before this chapter ends, I just want to say thank you for your time, for your support, and for being part of this journey. I truly appreciate it. Doing all those things made me realize that even the last thank you I said was completely scripted. I'll be honest here, because even an 8-year-old would say that this guy is giving a massive try hard energy vibe. And that's the truth, because I didn't know how to create those videos. I took in whatever I knew, learned and relearned some things here and there, and came up with whatever I could at that point. I hope you don't want to punch me if you ever watch any other motivational or discipline video ever again. But jokes aside, thank you for being here. I truly hope that this video helped you in some or the other way.